Hello students, in today's class we will solve comprehensive problems.
The first question which we are going to solve today is on your screen. From the following receipts and payments account and additional information provided, prepare the income and expenditure account and balance sheet of Patel Education Society for the year ended March 31st, 2020. The receipts and payments account is given as 2 balance brought down, that is the opening cash balance 150,000 rupees, 2 interest on investments 5,000 rupees, 2 subscriptions 1,80,000 rupees, total subscription received bifurcated way it is not given, 2 sale of newspapers 3,000, 2 sale of computers 15,000, 2 donations 75,000. On the payment side then, by rent 9,500, by postage expenses 1,500, by 10% investments 50,000 rupees. This investment was made on 1st of July 2019. That means it is for 9 months here in this year. By payment to creditors 3,500, by advertisement expenses 11,000, by salaries 3,45,000 rupees. After making these payments, there was a cash balance at the end of the year 7,500 rupees. Additional information given: subscriptions due on 31st March 2019, that means outstanding subscription at the beginning, and 31st March 2020, that is at the end of the year, were 3,500 rupees and 6,200 rupees respectively. So 3,500 is outstanding at the beginning and 6,200 is outstanding at the end. Subscriptions paid in advance as on March 31st, 2019 were 1,800 rupees and on 31st March 2020 were 1,500 rupees. It means advance subscription at the beginning 1,800 and advance subscription at the end 1,500 rupees. So we will use the formula to calculate the amount of subscription income of the current year. Then third information is the book value of computers on 1st April 2019 was 50,000 rupees, of which half the computers were sold during the year. So on the receipt side above, in receipts and payments account, we can see sale of computers 15,000 rupees and the book value of computers sold was 25,000 rupees. How? 50,000 was the total book value in the beginning and half of that has been sold. So there is a loss on sale of computers of 10,000 rupees. Then fourth information, the book value of investments on 1st April 2019 was 75,000 rupees. So investments were already existing there and some more were purchased on 1st July. We will calculate total interest and the rate of interest was 10% per annum. So we will take interest on 75,000, 10% for full year and on 50,000 for 9 months. Then we will calculate the amount of accrued interest. Creditors on 31st March 2019 were 75,000 rupees. That means creditors at the beginning were 75,000 rupees. Outstanding expenses for rent, postage and salaries for the current year were 900, 400 and 15,000 rupees respectively. So this is the question with us. We will solve it as follows. Okay, so good afternoon children. We are going to solve this question which I have already read for you. Let's start. Item wise we will do it. 2 balance brought down. First item given, 2 balance brought down. It is our item of opening balance sheet. So here we write down as cash in hand or cash at bank. You can write down 1,50,000 rupees. This is the first item. Second is interest on investments. So we write here by interest on investments. Now, information is given in the question for it. Amount is 5,000 received. So let us calculate in working note. Interest on investment accrued. How much is accrued that we will calculate? So interest 75,000 is our investment amount, which is opening balance. So 10% of that plus new investments purchase 50,000 that we have read in the question, 10% into 9 by 12. So let us see how much it comes. 7,500 plus 5,000 for 1 year, but it is for 9 months. 9 months means 5,000 for 1 year, so 1,250 for each quarter. So 3 quarters are there. So 1,250 into 3 will be 3, 4. If we calculate it this way, 125, 0. So 3,750. 3,750. So total amount is 7,311, 250. 7,310 plus minus received. How much we have received? 5,000. It means 6,250 is our accrued interest. So we add here accrued interest 6,250, so 11,250. This accrued interest is our asset, so we will put it here on the asset side. Accrued interest, how much? 6,250. The next item is subscription, so we calculate it here by subscription. All the 4 informations are given to us below the receipts and payment account in the additional information. This is 180,000 total receipt. 2 items we plus, let us write plus outstanding at the end and plus advance at the beginning. These 2 we plus and 2 items we subtract, outstanding at the beginning and advance at the end. Advance at the end. So we will take it from the additional information. Subscriptions due on 31st March 2019. It means it is outstanding at the beginning. So outstanding at the beginning is 3,500. Here we put it. And 6,200 was outstanding on 31st March 2020. It is outstanding at the end. Then subscriptions paid in advance on 31st March 2019 were 1,800. That means advance at the beginning was 1,800. And on 31st March 2020, the advance subscription was 1,500. Take the total of these two, 180 plus 6, 186, 187, 188, 1,88,000. Minus 3.5 plus 1.5, 5,000. If we subtract, then it comes 1,83,000. These informations are to be copied in the balance sheet also. Outstanding subscription at the end is our asset. So we write here outstanding subscription. It is 6,200. And advance at the beginning is our liability. So we write here advance subscription. Opening balance sheet at the beginning will go in the opening balance sheet 1,800. Then outstanding at the beginning, this is our asset. Here we write outstanding subscription. This is 3,500. Then advance at the end. This is our liability of the closing balance sheet. Advance subscription. Advance subscription is at the end 1,500. So all these informations we have written in the balance sheet also. The next item is sale of newspaper. Sale of newspaper is our revenue receipt. So we write by sale of newspapers. Sale of newspapers is 3,000. Sale of computers. Computers we have to see the additional information then 15,000 rupees, as I told you while reading the question, that computers of book value 50,000 rupees were there. Third additional information you see, the book value of computers on 1st April 2019 was 50,000 rupees, of which half the computers were sold during the year. 50,000, half of it is sold, that means computers of 25,000 rupees are sold for 15,000 rupees. So there is a loss. So this loss we write on the debit side. To loss on sale of computers. This is 10,000. How did we calculate it? Let me tell you once again. Total computers in the beginning were 50,000 rupees. Half of it is sold. 25,000. Half of 50,000 is 25,000. It is sold for 15,000. So there is a loss of 10,000. 25,000 rupees minus 15,000 sale price. Then next item is donations. So we write it as by donations. It is our general donation. So donations are 75,000 rupees. Then on the payment side, by rent. So we write to rent, and let us see if any adjustment is given about it. Last adjustment you see, 6th, outstanding expenses for rent 900. Rent of 900 rupees was outstanding at the end for the current year. It is written for the current year, so 900 is outstanding rent amount. We will plus here. So rent 9,500 and add here outstanding rent 900. So it becomes 10,400. This 900 outstanding rent is our liability for the current year. So we write in the current year's balance sheet. Then next item is by postage expenses. Debit side again, to postage expenses. Postage expenses amount given 1,500, and the additional information says about outstanding postage expenses for current year 400 rupees. So plus outstanding postage 400. So 1,900 it would be. It will go to the current year's balance sheet. Outstanding postage expenses 400. The next is by 10% investments purchased, they are our assets. So we write here. While writing, we will go to the additional information. There we find point number 4. In the book value of investments on 1st April 2019 was 75,000 rupees. So already 75,000 rupees of investments are there with us, plus purchase, नए जो परचेज किए हैं, newly purchased investments of 50,000 rupees from the receipts and payments account. So total investments is 125,000 in the current year. This 75,000 is the investment of previous year. So here we write in the opening balance sheet also 50,000. You can write it as 10% investment also. Then next item is by payment to creditors. Creditors have been paid 3,500 rupees. So creditors in the beginning they are given here. 5th point, creditors on 31st March 2019 were 75,000. Here we write creditors, opening balance sheet first. Previous year's creditors, we write 75,000. Then here we write in the closing balance sheet creditors 75,000 rupees, out of which payment was made to creditors of 3,500 rupees. So 75 minus 3 is 71,500 rupees. Then next item is by advertisement expenses. It will go to the receipts, income and expenditure account, expenditure side, to advertisement expenses, and they are given in the question 11,000. Now the adjustment for it is 6 point given. Outstanding, no, nothing is given, so 11,000 we will write on the amount column. No adjustment for advertisement expenses. Then by salaries, 3,45,000. So salaries, 2 salaries, and adjustment is given for it. 345,000 rupees. We add here outstanding salary. That is given in the 6th point. 15,000 rupees of salary was outstanding. So total outstanding salary is 3,60,000 rupees. This is our liability again. So we write here outstanding salaries. 15,000. These are all the items from the receipts and payments account. Last is by balance carried out. So this is our cash balance. So we can write it here, cash in hand or bank balance also you can write it as. It is 7,500. So from receipts and payments account, all the items we have placed where they are supposed to be. Now one by one, let us see all the additional information that they have been covered or not. Subscriptions due on 31st March 2019. That is outstanding at the beginning. So outstanding at the beginning subscription we have subtracted here, and we have written in the asset side of the opening balance sheet. Then on 31st March 2020, subscriptions due were 6,200. So it is outstanding subscriptions at the end we have added to the subscription amount in the income and expenditure account and taken to the closing balance sheet, asset side. Then subscriptions paid in advance on 31st March 2019, that is subscription advance received in the beginning of the year, 1,800. So this is added to the subscription on the credit side of income and expenditure account. Advance at the beginning 1,800, and this is our liability at the beginning in the balance sheet. So here you can see. Then on 31st March 2020 were 1,500. So advance subscriptions at the end we have subtracted here in the income and expenditure account to calculate the subscription income, and we have taken it to the current year's balance sheet, closing balance sheet at the end of the year on the liability side. So these are placed. Then the book value of computers on 1st April 2019 was 50,000 rupees, of which half the computers were sold. So this is to be taken. Computers first we will take to the opening balance sheet. Last year's item. So in last year's balance sheet we show it. They are 50,000 rupees. Investments in the beginning were 75,000. And computers are 50,000 rupees. Then half of it is sold. It means computers left at the end of the year with us 25,000. Total 50,000 rupees of computers were there in the beginning. Half of it has been sold, so 25,000 rupees. Then next adjustment is the book value of investments on 1st April 2019 was 75,000 rupees. So this is we have written 75,000 rupees. And new investments were purchased, so these investments have been taken to the closing balance sheet also, and newly purchased are added 50,000 rupees. So total 1,25,000 rupees. Then creditors on 31st March 2019 were 75,000. So we have taken it in the opening balance sheet 75,000 rupees creditors, and in the closing balance sheet we have taken creditors 75,000 rupees, and there was an item on the receipts and payments account on the payment side that payment to creditors were made of 3,500. So we have made creditors payment 3,500 subtracted there. So creditors at the closing in the closing balance sheet are 71,500. Then outstanding expenses for rent. Outstanding expenses for rent we have added 900 and we have taken to the current year's balance sheet. Okay. Postage, outstanding postage we have added to the postage amount and we have taken to the current year's balance sheet. And 15,000 rupees of salaries for current year were outstanding. So salary 15,000 added in the salaries and taken to the closing balance sheet. So this way we have taken all the items. Now we will make the calculations. So first let us see what is the scene of income and expenditure account. First we will calculate the totals of both the sides. Which side is larger? Let us see. Here it is 20, 380, 390, 392,000, 393, 300 it is showing here. Here it is 183, 180 plus 75, 258, 261, 261 plus 11, 272 something it is showing. It means the debit side is showing larger total. When debit side is showing larger total, then we will put that total on both the sides. 393, 300 equals 9 for 13, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3. Okay. So 390, 300. Now total of it, let us check once again. It is 250, 314, 375, 12, 2, 10 and 17 and 2, 272, 250 it is showing. So 0, then 5, 0, 1, 2, 1. So it is showing a deficit of 121,050. So we write it here by deficit. Expenditure side is more. So we write here by deficit, that is excess of expenditure over income. 121,050. Okay? Have a look at it. First, the income and expenditure account. This income and expenditure account has shown us deficit. Now we will calculate capital fund. So capital fund, take the total of asset side of the opening balance sheet. It is showing total 5, 8, 278, 500. 150, 2 lakh, 278, 500. So minus, when we subtract these items from here, 278, 500 minus 75 is 2 lakh 3,500 minus 1,800. So capital fund, we calculate it, 278, 500 minus 76,800. So 2,01,700 is our capital fund. This capital fund we will take to the closing balance sheet. Here we write capital fund, and this is 201,700 minus deficit. This deficit is 121,050. When we subtract it, then 0, 5, 6, 0, 8, 80,650. So take the total of both the sides. It is 169,900. Okay, so check. This is the solution. So once have a look at it. So second question of our class today is, from the following information and the receipts and payments account of Jan Kalyan Club and the additional information provided, prepare income and expenditure account for the year ending 31st March 2020 and balance sheet as on that date. Receipts and payments account given is debit side, that is receipt side, two balance brought down. It means opening cash balance 6,800 rupees. It will go to the asset side of opening balance sheet. Two subscriptions 60,200. This is we have received for the whole year during this current year. It may include previous year, next year amounts too. Two donations 3,000. This is general donation, will go to the income and expenditure account. Two sale of furniture 4,000 rupees and book value of furniture sold given is 6,000. It means there is a loss of 2,000 rupees. 6,000 rupees valued furniture is sold for 4,000. So there is a loss. Then two entrance fee 800 rupees. This is our income revenue receipt. Two life membership fee, it is our capital receipt, so it will go to the liability side of the balance sheet. Two interest on investments received 5,000 rupees and it is received at 5% for full year. It means amount of investment is not given in the question and we have to calculate by using this information. 5,000 rupees interest, it is equal to what? It is equal to 5% of investments amount. Investments amount is not given. Let us consider it X. So 5,000 is equal to X into 5 by 100. So X value we can calculate 5,000 divided by 5 into 100. So it will be 1 lakh rupees. So investments 1 lakh rupees. Then on the payment side, buy salaries 24,000. We'll see if any information is given regarding it below the receipts and payments account in the additional information. It is a revenue expenditure. Then buy traveling expenses, also a revenue expenditure. Buy stationery, it is a consumable goods. Consumable item 2,300. We will see if any opening or closing stock and some other information regarding creditors, advance to creditors, etc. is given. Then buy rent 16,000, buy repair 700, buy books purchase. Books are our assets. Buy buildings purchased, buy balance carried down, that is closing cash balance. It will go to the closing balance sheet. Now additional information given to us are subscriptions received in advance at the beginning of the year as well as at the end of the year. It means advance subscriptions at the beginning and at the end. At the beginning is added and at the end is subtracted. Outstanding subscriptions 2,000 at the beginning and 3,700 at the end. These amounts will go to the opening and closing balance sheets also. Stock of stationery 1,200 in the beginning, that is opening stock of stationery, and closing stock of stationery was 800 rupees. So we will calculate by using this information the amount of stationery consumed. How to calculate? Opening stock plus stationery purchase minus closing stock. Then books were 13,500 in the beginning. New books were purchased of 6,000 rupees and it became 19,500. Then closing books balance is given 16,500. It means 3,000 rupees depreciation is there. Furniture 16,000 rupees, out of which furniture of book value 6,000 was sold. On the receipt side of the above account you can see. So 10,000 rupees of furniture left. Now closing balance of furniture is 8,000. It means 2,000 is depreciation. And outstanding rent, opening 1,000, closing 2,000. Rent amount in the payment side given 16,000. 1,000 we will subtract from that. So 15,000 is of current year and 2,000 of current year is outstanding. It means 17,000 rupees of rent is relating to current year. It will go to the income and expenditure account. So let's do it. Let's have the solution of this question. This is very important question, and such type of questions are generally given in the board examinations also. So try to understand it, and later on I will tell you to do such type of another questions yourself. So that will be a homework. From the following information we have to prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet. But
As I told, if capital fund at the beginning of the year is not given in the question, then we need to prepare opening balance sheet also in the working notes. Right? So let us start. First we will make income and expenditure account. The format of income and expenditure account I have prepared here. Then balance sheet or closing balance sheet format is there, and opening balance sheet format is there. So let us do the solution one by one. Item wise we will go. We will follow our simple orthodox traditional method. So first item, two balance brought down. It is our cash in hand or cash balance, you can write down in the opening balance sheet, 6,800. Simultaneous methods we are solving this question. Then two subscriptions. So it is income. Here we write by subscription. If you go item wise, then chances are less that you are missing any item. So 60,200. Now informations below the receipts and payment account. In additional information, we are given two informations: outstanding and advance. So what we add? Advance at the beginning and outstanding at the end. These two items we plus, and what we subtract? Reverse of these two. Advance at the end and outstanding at the beginning. Gradually, after going through various questions, you will have this in your mind. You will memorize it, you will learn it. Subscription received in advance at the beginning is 1,000, we plus it. Then 3,200 at the end, we subtract it. So write down the item against their name, amount against their names. Then outstanding subscription at the beginning 2,000, we subtract it. What we subtract should be put into bracket. And 3,700 at the end we will plus. So take the total of these three. 7 to 9, 3, 4, 64, 900. Out of 64, 900 we have to subtract 5,200. So 9 minus 2, 7, and 14 minus 5, 9. So it is 59,700. So subscription income for the year is 59,700. Now these four informations are to be put into the balance sheet. First is advance at the beginning. So we write it on the liability side of opening balance sheet. Advance subscription. It is 1,000. Then outstanding at the end. Closing balance sheet, asset side, outstanding subscription. It is 3,700. Then advance at the end. Advance subscription in the closing balance sheet, liability side. We write advance subscription. It will be 3,200. Then outstanding at the beginning 2,000. It will be asset of the opening balance sheet. So outstanding subscription. It will be 2,000. The next item is two donations. So general donation, receipt from receipts and payments to income side of income and expenditure by donations. And no other information is given regarding it. 3,000. Then to sale of furniture, book value is also given in the bracket. That means furniture of 6,000 is sold for 4,000. So there is close, clear cut. So write it to loss on sale of furniture. It will be 2,000. Then to entrance fee. By entrance fee we write. Sometimes in the question you may be given information also regarding it. Here it is not given, we will not use any information because it is not given, otherwise it may be given. Some part of this entrance fee is to be capitalized. It is not given here. To life membership fee. Life membership fee is our liability, capital receipt. So we write on the liability side, life membership fee. and it is 7,000. Then to interest on investments, by interest on investments. This interest is at 5% per annum for full year. 5% for full year or 5% per annum. So it is 5,000. It means there were investments. Now, how to calculate this amount of investments? I am showing it here in the bracket. 5,000. What is the rate of interest? 5%. So it will be 1 lakh. And it will be returned in the closing balance sheet also. No other information is there given regarding it. Let me explain it. Interest is 5,000 and it is x percent, 5% of x. Now this x is to be calculated. So x will be 5,000 upon 5%. So this 5% is 5 by 100, this 100 will go. Okay, so this way we will calculate. It is 1,000 into 100, 1 lakh. This way it will be calculated, right? That I have shown over there. So if any item in this way is given in the question, we have to deal with it like that. So these are the items from the receipt side. Now payment side. By salaries, so we write it here, 2 salaries. And we will check if any adjustment is given. So for salary, no adjustment is given. So we will write 24,000 as it is. Then by traveling expenses, so we write 2 traveling expenses. And before finalizing the amount, we will check from the additional information if something is given regarding it. Nothing is given regarding it also. So 6,000. The next item is by stationery, and we will check whether something is given. Yes, it is given. So we will write it here. 2 stationery consumed. And what is the formula? Formula is opening stock of stationery. It is given in the adjustments. Stock of stationery 1,200 plus purchases. It is given in the payment side. So payment side of receipts and payment account, it is given 2,300. Total 3,500 minus closing stock of stationery. Closing stock of stationery given is 800. Additional information. We will subtract it. So 2,700 rupees of stationery was consumed. Now these 2 stocks will appear in the balance sheets also. Opening balance sheet, the opening stock. So stock of stationery right here. Opening stock is 1,200 and closing stock will appear in closing balance sheet. Stock of stationery 800. The next is by rent. So we write here 2 rent, and before finalizing the amount, we will check in the additional information and we find if any adjustment is given. Yes, outstanding rent is given. So rent amount first we write in the inner column 16,000 plus outstanding at the end and minus outstanding at the beginning. The amount which was outstanding last year we will subtract, and the amount outstanding this year we will add. So 2,000 was outstanding last year, this year, and 2,000 is outstanding this year, and 1,000 was outstanding last year. So 16 plus 2, 18,000 of this year it was to be paid, and 1,000 of last year has been paid. It means 17,000 is of current year. Then next item is repair. 2 repairs. We will check if any adjustment is there, and it's not appearing. So 2 repairs, we write 700 the amount of it. Then by books purchased, and the books we have been given information. So we will use working note number 2. Depreciation on books. How to calculate? Opening stock of books. Stock of books is given 13,500 plus new purchases, newly purchased. That's given in the payment side. Payment side you can see books purchased 6,000. So total books are 19,500 minus closing stock of books. Books left with us are of 16,500. It means 3,000 is our depreciation on books. So that we write here to depreciation on books. It is how much? 3,000. Then next item is buildings purchased. First we will copy down this book and this rent also we have not written. Let us complete. Outstanding rent at the end here. Outstanding rent. It was 2,000. At the end will go in the closing balance sheet, and outstanding rent at the beginning will go to the opening balance sheet. 1,000. Then this books, opening stock of books, we write here books. Opening stock of books is 13,500 and closing stock we write here books. It is 16,500. Then next item is buildings purchased. Nothing is given in the information, additional information regarding building. It is building is first time purchased. So we write here in the closing balance sheet buildings. And building amount into 30,000 rupees in the closing balance sheet. Then balance carried down, that is closing cash balance. So cash in hand. Closing cash balance is 1,080. Then let us see if something is left from our side, from the informations. Subscription received in advance. Subscription received in advance, both amounts taken here, both amounts taken here. Okay. Then outstanding subscription, both amounts taken in the income and expense account as well as both amounts taken in the balance sheets, both the balance sheets. Then stock of stationery opening stock, closing stock, both have been used here in income and expense account. Closing balance sheet, the closing stock, opening balance sheet, the opening stock taken. Okay. Then books opening. Stock of books in the opening balance sheet, closing stock of the books in the closing balance sheet, and we have calculated the depreciation on them. Okay. Then furniture. Yes, furniture we have not taken. So furniture, working note number 3, we will calculate the depreciation on furniture. Depreciation on furniture. Here, furniture was 16,000 rupees. So here we write opening stock, opening balance of furniture. That is 16,000. Now we are given that some amount of furniture was sold. So that will subtract minus book value of furniture sold. This is 6,000. So 6,000 rupees of furniture has been sold. It means 10,000 rupees furniture is with us minus closing balance of it is given. Closing balance of it is given 8,000. So closing balance of furniture 8,000. If we subtract it, then we find that 2,000 rupees is the depreciation on furniture. So this depreciation we write here, 2 depreciation on furniture. Furniture opening balance we write here. This was 16,000 and closing balance we write here 8,000. Then outstanding rent. So outstanding rent we have taken closing balance in the closing balance sheet, opening balance in the opening balance sheet, and we have used it to calculate rent amount. Where is rent? Yes, here rent. Outstanding at the end plus minus outstanding at the beginning. So all the items taken. So let us calculate the capital fund first. It is 8, 10, 5. $139,500 is the total this side. So if we subtract, then we find that there is capital fund balancing figure. $139,500 total, 2,000 here on this side, then $137,500 is our capital fund, opening capital fund. This we will take to the closing balance sheet. Inner column 137,500. Let us check if there is surplus or deficit. We'll check the total of both the sides. Here 59, 62, 67, 68, 500 on the credit side. Whereas here 32, 34, 51, 54, 55, 56, 400 here this side. So this side is larger, so this total we will take. So 875, 68, 500, and here it was how much? 68, 500 minus, we will check the total once again, 4. 57,400 here this side. So 11,100. So this is our surplus. So this surplus we write here. That is excess of income over expenditure. 11,100. This surplus we will plus in the capital fund. So it becomes 148,600. Take the total of both the sides of the balance sheet then. $160,800 here, and this side. $160,800. So it is satisfying the same total. So this way, this question is to be solved. Have a look at it. First, we have prepared the income and expenditure account, then the opening balance sheet, and then the closing balance sheet. This is the sequence how we have to prepare. But if we prepare it simultaneously, item wise, that means each and every item is placed. Just by reading the item and going through its adjustment, if it is placed, then there are chances that you are missing no item. Okay? So, have a look at it. So dear students, we have done 2 questions today. I hope I could reach 2 people and you have understood whatever has been taught here through these 2 questions. Some more questions we will be solving in the another class. So far, have a nice day. Shabba khair. God bless you all. And don't forget to do the home assignment questions, the link of which you will find in the description of the video. Thank you.